everyone, and welcome to this special beauty edition of the 60 and Me show with Margaret Manning and Ariane Poole. Ariane is a professional makeup artist, and she has worked with women all over the world, celebrities, weddings,
makeover shows, all sorts of things. Absolutely, yeah.
And her passion is to make women of all ages look beautiful, look their very best. And it's not really about anti-aging, it's about positive aging.
Absolutely.
As you can see, I look normal. I put my makeup on this morning, look good for you.
Yeah.
And Ariane is going to talk to us about how women my age, over 60, tend to use makeup techniques that we learned when we were younger. And this is true. I put my makeup on this morning exactly like I've done it for years. And most of it is just intuitive, just like kind of what I think looks okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to ask Ariane to take a look at what I've done and make some suggestions of what I might have done a little differently, a little better.
Well, what you're saying is good. You all know Margaret, and you've seen her before, and she looks fantastic, and without a doubt. Now, I have a few techniques that I want to show you, Margaret, that will make you look even better. I know you think, couldn't be possible.
What could you possibly do to make me?
There's nothing, but yet there is. Because
I'm confident there will be.
The reason why I'm saying this is because most women of our age group, we learn to do our makeup in our teens and 20s with the main purpose of looking older, more grown up, maybe to get into places that we shouldn't be getting into, but we need to be taken more seriously because, when you're in your teens and 20s, you want to be taken seriously.
Right.
So you give yourself this grown up look. So you could be aging yourself maybe by 5, even maybe 10 years. Now, when we get to our age group, we don't need to age ourselves to anything. Nature has done that all for us, hasn't it?
Thank you very much.
So what
go ahead. No, what I was going to say is that I know that I've got makeup in my makeup bag that I've had for years, and so I'm hoping that you will.
You also have some really good stuff in your makeup bag. So I've looked in your makeup bag, and the products that you use are actually really good. But the techniques that you employ, I'm going to tweak them a little bit. Okay. So I'm not going to give you a major overhaul, saying that you have to start from scratch and do everything, but I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking.
Okay.
I'm
ready for that.
Yep. So let me
tweak me.
Yep. Tweak me. So what I'm going to firstly do is take off the makeup that you've got on this side. I'm only going to make up one side of Margaret so that you can see the difference and how this side just will look a tiny bit fresher. So
you have absolutely no idea how terrifying this is.
Well, actually having your makeup
in front of all these people.
Yeah.
Excuse us while we.
I can understand. So I'm taking off your makeup. Sorry, Margaret, I'm going to get you to close your eyes. Okay. And the reason being is because I really want to show the difference with a few little teensy little changes to your technique. Because especially if you're using modern good products like you're using, if you're using old-fashioned or techniques that served you well in your teens, 20s, and maybe 30s, then it's not necessarily serving you well in your 60s.
Yeah, well, I know one thing you're going to say for sure, and that is I've been using a cream foundation forever. Yeah. And the reason that I do that is because I feel that I've got some age spots, which are very going to be revealed very soon. Yeah. And, I feel like covering them up is a
priority.
It's
It's a thing for you. So what I say to ladies is, look at your face, decide what is your main area that you want to concentrate on. If you're somebody who thinks I've got age spots and I really need to cover those up, then you're looking at investing in a good foundation. Right. Okay. If you're thinking, I want to make my eyes look bigger and brighter, then you're looking at eye products. So you're always looking at whatever it is. You don't have to. You don't have to spend tons of money on everything.
Right.
Now, let me look at your foundation, and I'm going to start you off with a primer. Primers are really important. So I'm going to do a primer. Primers keep those lightweight foundations on.
Get out here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it?
That's a cream. So it's quite a thick cream.
Yes, it's a really thick cream.
Yeah. So
it's actually theatrical makeup. Joe Blasco is theatrical.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of this on your age spots, but not all over your face. Okay, let's start off. I'm going to use a bit of a primer.
What age spots?
Yes, what age spot? Well, she had to point them out to me. All right, so what I'm going to do is use a primer first. And the reason why I'm using a primer first...
now that I did not do.
Yeah.
I did not use a primer.
The reason why I'm using a primer is because I'm going to use a much lighter weight foundation.
Okay.
And as a result, lighter weight foundations don't tend to stay on so long, but they look better on the skin. Okay, so...
I don't know why I didn't know primers too, because I should have thought of that, and I don't use primer.
But even if you used a primer with that, it would still be a little bit too heavy. So I'm actually going to be using a Bobbi Brown, which is a lightweight, but it's a moisturizing foundation. Okay. And I know that you apply your foundations on with a sponge.
I have my sponge.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do it with a brush, and I will tell you why. Okay. Because I'm going to get a much sheerer coverage, but it's pigment rich, so it will cover what you want it to cover, but look fresher on your skin. So I'm going to take that right underneath your eyes.
Okay. You do this as much more grace than I do as well. You have the style. I just sort of...
Well, here, have a little try with that brush. Just have a little feel how it feels when you put it on your face.
Okay,
Yeah, see?
I'm probably doing it.
No, you're doing it right. You're doing it. There's not a right.
Okay.
But doesn't that feel nice?
Yeah, it does. It does. And
what
it probably goes deeper in your skin.
Well, it covers better than your fingers.
How am I doing?
Oh, you're looking good. You're looking good so far. But you know what it does is it covers well, but it doesn't put on a really thick coverage.
Actually, it feels like a little breathe, like I can breathe a little bit.
Yeah. If you notice, I'm going right underneath your eyes with this brush because it's that kind of shape. So it's a great shape to go underneath the eyes.
Right. Now, I wouldn't do that. I would have put concealer there first.
Okay. I always do the concealer after the foundation, mainly because when you put the foundation on over top of concealer, you move half of it away, and then you think, my dark circles are so bad, nothing will help. Well, actually, you've just taken off half the concealer, so your dark circles aren't so bad, and you've just been taught to remove it. If you think back to when we were in our teens and 20s, concealer was that thick stuff. I mean, it was like really caked on, really like putty. It was really heavy.
Okay, so how?
Right, let me look. Now that is looking really, really good, I think. Her skin's looking fresh. It's got that dewiness. Now we'll go on to concealer.
Perfect.
Now, the other thing is most people put on a concealer that is too light for their skin tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what I've done?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason why is because they have been taught, again, this is all the stuff that you've been taught, so you've not done anything wrong. If someone tells you to put a chicken in the oven for 500 degrees for 10 hours, and it comes out like burnt to a crisp, and you think it's supposed to be succulent, you're going to think...
Wrong technique. Okay.
Wrong technique. You're not going to say... oh, it's my fault. You're going to say, someone told me the wrong instructions. So now it's the same thing. Yeah.
I know that I used to use a light concealer. I need to think
a little bit darker. Okay. So I'm going to get you to put your chin down and look up. And also I'm going to put it down a little bit lower than I think that you normally do.
Yeah, you're putting it on my
cheekbone. Yeah. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I blend this up, it makes the dark circle disappear. Rather than putting a light one, which says, look, I'm trying to hide my dark circles.
Now, that is something that I wouldn't have thought to do because I would normally put the concealer right up by my eyes, underneath my eyes.
Yeah, and see, I'm putting it here, and this here, light reflects back up. So it's really, really a nice highlighting technique. So I'm going to put a little bit more on my hand, just to add a teeny weeny bit more.
I'm going to do this hand thing too. That looks so professional.
Well, the thing is, the hand thing gives me more control. Good.
Okay, so lighter foundation or lighter primer, lighter weight foundation, and concealer applied lower on my
and a slightly darker one.
Slightly darker.
Slightly darker. I'm not talking really dark, but slightly darker. So right now your eyebrows. Yes. I'm going to go for a slightly lighter shade for your brows.
I know eyebrow pencil is too dark.
Yeah.
Because I have actually had difficulty finding a lighter one, and this is not my. Guess what? It's not my natural color.
No, really?
I know it's hard to believe, but
I'm in shock.
But so and my eyebrows are more the color of my natural mousy brown than a blonde.
Okay, so I'm going to go for an ash color. I'm using a Bobbi Brown color ash because it's not as blonde as this, but it's not as dark as that.
Okay.
So my technique for this is brush your eyebrows down. Okay. And you're going to fill in lightly with your pencil along the top. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to brush those eyebrows back up. Oof, oof, oof.
This is smooth.
Then I'm going to take the pencil and just fill in the little gap that's here.
And just cover the grey ones, okay?
I'm going to show you how to cover the grey ones in just one sec.
All right.
And then I'm going to cover the grey ones, and I'm going to use a brown mascara. Now, you don't have to do all these steps, anybody out there watching, but you might want to only use the brown mascara because you might not have the gaps, or you might have really even brows, but you have a lot of grey or white ones, which I do.
You can't see it.
No, I cover them up.
Exactly.
Right. So I'm going to just fill that in. Okay. Look at that.
Oh, that feels nice.
And can I get you to take a quick little peek there? Okay. Just look at the difference.
Okay. Oh, wow. Well, that's really different.
It is.
I mean, this brow difference, can you see this makes a really big difference with the brows?
It's just slightly lighter.
Yeah.
And what it does is it brings still the focus to your eyes, which this one does, but it doesn't make it too heavy.
I'm sold. That's very, very good.
Yep, it's a great way of doing it. Right. Oop.
All right.
Let me just do that.
Okay.
Right, so now we're going to go into eyeshadow. I love the eyeshadow colors that you use. I'm not going to change those colors. You chose really well. But what I'm going to do is put them on in a slightly different way. Okay? So I'm going to use a cream to powder to act as your base.
I did not use cream. I used all powder.
You use all powder. Yeah. I use a shimmery powder, this is a similar color to the shimmery powder that you used, and I really like it. But the reason why I'm using this one is because it's long lasting, and I know you do long days.
This is true, and that's as I said before. This has always been a challenge with makeup for me. Is when
to make it last.
To make it last.
So I know that you do long days. I know that the powder ones sometimes can kind of fade away, but so I've done exactly, almost identical kind of color, and I brought it on your lid exactly the same way as you did. So nothing wrong there. Very, very good. But what I've done is
it feels nice.
And what I've done is I've stopped slightly short of the end of your eye because
I think I might have gone a little too far.
And most women do this because it's a comfortable movement. Isn't that a comfortable movement?
And it's also my right hand, which is my strong hand.
So you're doing this and you're doing that. And so this is comfortable. Doing this, if you do that, it really feels weird on your shoulder. Try doing that. Doesn't that feel strange on your shoulder?
I've never done that before.
It's like it's like an exercise that you're not supposed to be doing. Anyway.
It's like a dance. Okay.
Yeah. So stopping it here because that stops the eye from drooping. Now I'm going to take a pencil. Now you use a little bit of an eyeliner, but not much.
Yeah, I just use it's a powder again, and it's just, and I just use this to
you just use it for a little bit,
and just along the edge, but it's a bit rough and ready, and the brush is
big.
I
actually quite like the color. I think it's really nice. But I'm going to add a little bit more definition, and I'm going to use like a charcoal gray color, and I'm going to do that just along the base of your lashes. But what I'm going to do is stop again just before the end of your lashes.
Now this is something, I don't know about women out who are watching this, but I do not do liner very well, and that's why I use that big brush, because I feel like I can make a mistake. But it's great to be able to see.
So if you're going to do liner on yourself, we should do a whole video on how to do liner, but I'm going to tell you a quick technique here. So if you're doing your own liner, you look at yourself in the mirror, okay? Then tilt your head back and look up your nostrils. Okay, and when your eyes are like that, you can easily get in to the base of your lashes. Okay, but it's the technique. It's looking up your nostrils.
I'll try it later.
Try looking up your nostrils.
Let's do it. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So that's a really good way of doing. Yeah. So I've done that. Now I'm going to take a different color and put it underneath, because you don't put anything underneath.
No, and that's another thing I never have got the knack of.
All right. Let me get you to look up. And I'm going to put a little bit of a coppery color underneath here, because you've got these wonderful hazel eyes, and I want to bring out those golden, greeny, delicious tones. Yes, the sparkle. Now, I actually like your bourgeois, okay? So I am going to take a little bit of that.
Okay. And this is very purple.
Very purple, beautiful color. And I am going to take a little bit here over the gray, but the gray gives it a little bit more definition. So it is a strong definition, but it has that sort of softness to it at the same one. It's one of those things, but you can see how that's really lifting her eye.
And this rubs off. So I think the liner will probably hold. I've always known liner was important, and I just have never really.
Yeah. So now I'm going to take this. Okay, a cream again. A cream, it's going to fade. No, it's not. This is a Laura Mercier. It's again those kind of colors that you like and work so beautifully with your eye color. I'm going to stick that on my fingers. It's a really, and I'm going to take it here, and I'm just going to brush it up and in.
So I notice number one thing you're doing is you're going up, and I always go down.
Yeah, up. We want everything to go up.
And psychologically even, I should know that.
Yeah. So I want you to just remember, just doing up and in and up. If you do out and down, what you're doing is you're dragging the eye down. Yeah. Okay. This way you're lifting the eye up, and you're bringing it a little bit up here as well, which is really, really pretty. So that's that. Now, what I like to do at the end of a makeup is to take a little bit of concealer and just do this, a little stripe. Okay.
It's my stripe.
I do this on all my celebrity clients.
And you do up, I bet.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like at an angle up, yeah? Right. And I just blend it up.
Good.
And that ensures that even if I have made a tiny mistake and it's gone down, so if you made a tiny mistake and it's gone down, I can even do it to this side. If you watch, this side that's going down here, if I take this and go along here, I can make this side go up.
And you know, this is really a simple thing.
Yeah.
And that is, you know, anyone can do that, so there's no need to be afraid. But you're really highlighting this important thing, though, that some very simple, it's illusion.
Yeah.
I mean, makeup is not going to take away any wrinkles or any,
No,
you know,
I
gels.
am not going to make you 10 years younger. I am not going to do anything like that. But what I am going to do is make you look fabulous for you.
It's positive, and that's what we love. No,
so I'm going to
absolutely.
do this here. I'm going to give you a bit of mascara.
I've forgotten that mascara.
Now you've got a mascara on, which is a really nice one. I know which one you use. It's really good. What you really want, especially as we get older, is you want mascaras that make your eyelashes look fatter, fuller, thicker, lush. Okay? So the ones that are lengthening, avoid those unless you really have thick lashes, which I think that there were fewer in numbers there. But what you want is to have those really thick, full lashes. Yeah.
Okay.
We can put a little dab here on the bottom lashes for you,
Oh,
but
no,
not much.
that's a danger zone for me. But I know you're careful. I know that you do it so well.
I wouldn't do. But what it does is, and I'm going to switch on the heated eyelash curlers because I know you curl your lashes, so I'm going to do that. Now we're going to go into blush. May I use your blush because I actually think the blush you've got is gorgeous.
Where is my blush? It's my.
Yeah,
Liz Earle?
this is a Liz Earle blush. It's really nice. It's a cream formula.
I bought that in London. Actually, she's a very good line of skincare products.
She's a very good friend of mine as well.
Is she?
Funnily enough.
Oh,
you didn't know that, but I've known
Name
Liz
dropper.
I've known Liz for many years, but no, this is a very nice product. So I am going to do this now. I know you apply it with your fingertips. I'm going to do it with a brush, and I'm going to make you smile. And then I'm going to put it here. Now this is, I know, a lot lower than you go. Now the reason why I'm doing it down here is because if you bring it a little bit lower, what it does is it shows off your beautiful eyes, shows off your great cheeks, and then it will emphasize the mouth. When you bring it too high, which is how we did it when we were younger, what that does is it brings emphasis to underneath here. And most of us, that is the area we're trying to avoid. We want emphasis on the eyes, but not under the eyes. Also, if we bring it too high, what it does, it makes this bit here look jowly and heavy.
Yeah.
So two things that we really don't want. So this is great. Again, great color, great choice of product. No criticisms.
It's just the way. By the way, as you were saying, my great eyes and my beautiful... I think we should have these little positivity. Like when you get and look in the mirror, just say, wow, my eyes look beautiful today.
Yeah.
Just start using adjectives.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just, as you were saying it, it's like, oh, wow, I know that, we're not perfect. Everyone's got some imperfections.
Absolutely.
But just to say what you've got that you love is really lifts you up.
Now, with your foundation that I think is a little bit too heavy for all over your face, but if you wanted to cover any of the little marks you have, you can do that, which I think they're covered, but say you saw one that was coming. What you would do is just take this and do it after you've done your foundation and just dot it on the areas that you need it, not all over your face.
Right.
Okay?
I can tell you exactly where my imperfections are.
I'm sure you can.
Like we all do, right?
But the thing is, even this morning, weren't we looking at what we were, our hair or this or that. So we all
Great.
Right.
So blush we've done?
We've done blush, we haven't done any powder. We're going to keep the powder till the end. Okay?
All right. So what's next?
Next is lips. Now,
okay.
I know that
thin lips.
Yes, I know that you feel that your lips are thin. You notice how I say know that you feel, because a lot of women think they've got thin lips, and actually they've just got normal sized lips, but they feel that their lips are thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same concealer and I'm going to put it here. Now, if you've got one of those touche éclat kind of products, it's a really good one to use as well. That's the same kind of thing. What it does, it gives a little illusion of highlight there, and it makes you look a little puffier in the lips, so it looks very nice. Then I'm going to take a lip-colored pencil. Now, I know you use a lip pencil, which is very important.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to do it on the outer edge. Now, I know that I've shown you this before, and you said, oh my gosh, it feels like you're doing like a clown's mouth on me. But I'm just showing you on the outer. This is not over your lip line. I promise on my life, this is not over her lip line.
It felt like you were going up to my nose. Yeah,
Take a look at the difference, though.
Okay.
Do you see?
That is my lip line. I mean,
that is your lip line. But you see how this one here, you've gone inside your lip line.
Absolutely.
And it makes your lip look smaller.
Yeah, for sure.
I've gone on the edge of your lip line, not outside, on the outer edge, and it's now I want to use your lipstick because your lipstick is gorgeous.
Okay,
I love your lipstick.
This lipstick
again.
Like, we all have our one thing. Yeah, this is my thing. Okay.
No, and you can put it on.
Oh, okay. Do I use just
no,
like this?
just how you normally. Like I say, most women do a lot of things right, but there's a few techniques that they do that are not bright any longer for themselves. But do you see the difference in your lip on that side? Do you see how this side looks all...
immediately.
Yeah, a lot more lifted, a lot more bright. We've incorporated all the kind of colors that you use that look gorgeous, but we have just tweaked them. So that's what
really
this whole thing is about.
Does this work when I do this, if you can see?
Right, so I'm going to take a little bit of this now. You put this all over your face, like you pat it on and put it on your face. But I'm not going to do it like that. I'll tell you the reason why. You do that because your foundation is too heavy. So what you're trying to do is get that luminosity. With that Bobbi Brown, you've got that luminosity. You are good there. But where I would love to do is just put it here, just on the top of that cheekbone to really make it kick out. And just a little bit here on the bow of your lip would look very nice as well. But that's where you now can use that. That's a gorgeous Giorgio Armani one. It's very beautiful.
Yeah. And these illuminators, there's a lot of different kinds of them.
Loads of different
but it's just that concept of using light and using shadows to your advantage. You know, this has been really informative. And the thing about this is that I think the difference is very subtle.
It is very subtle. It's only tweaking little things. Yeah.
And I think that is what, we said before, that if you love doing your makeup the way that you've always done it, then no problem. Just continue with that. But there are some products now and some simple techniques, like, putting your concealer a little bit lower, using the illumination on the cheeks.
Yeah, moving your blush down a tiny weeny bit, accenting the center of your eye rather than the outer corners. That lifts up the eye. Of course, as Margaret said, her favorite bit was the eyebrows as well. But all of those kind of things, they really make a difference. And the two sides are not a million miles away, because I don't think women do their makeup badly. I just want to show you how you can do it that little tiny bit
to make a difference. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed the transformation. Thank you so much, Ariane, for making these little tweaks. And please join us again. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.